Hello and welcome back to An Old Man Watches, where today I'm going to be talking about the 2014 musical comedy lesbian romance thriller mashup, Girltrash, All Night Long. Daisy Robson and Tyler Murphy are aspiring rock musicians struggling to land their big break in the music industry in LA. In the meantime, they do anything they can to earn or scratch a living, while in Tyler's case, also cutting an absolute swathe through every lesbian, bisexual, or even remotely heteroflexible woman they happen to meet. And as the film starts, the pair's big break finally seems to have arrived. They've been invited to participate in a Battle of the Bands competition, the winner of which will land a juicy prize. So it's unfortunate that the pair are, frankly, thoroughly unprepared for the event. For one thing, Daisy's distracted by thoughts of winning back her ex Zan, a goal complicated by the fact that Zan's new flame is in one of the rival bands. For a second thing, Tyler's personal life is pretty much a bonfire at the best of times. And for a third thing, their van breaks down en route to the gig. Now, the only solution to this last disaster is for the pair to hitch a ride with Daisy's younger sister, Colby. Both Daisy and Taylor consider Colby to be a boring, good girl, stick in the mud who will ruin their street cred, but they've got little choice in the circumstances. But while Colby is quite vocally judgmental about Tyler's Lothario lifestyle, she's not quite the straight arrow the two older women believe. She has her own romantic ambitions for the night, in the shape of her crush on struggling actress named Misty. So it's a little inconvenient for everybody concerned that Misty has her sights in turn on Tyler. Frankly, it's going to be a minor miracle if the trio make it to the competition while still on speaking terms. And if all these romantic and professional tangles aren't trouble enough, there's also the small matter of a violent ex-convict named Monique, who was recently paroled from prison and who has a score to settle with Daisy and Tyler. Girltrash began life as a web serial with 11 short episodes being released in the period from 2007 to 2009. The series was conceived by Angela Robinson, a writer and director on the lesbian romantic drama The L Word, and many of the actors who appeared in Girltrash's roughly 40 minutes of total footage had previously appeared on that show. This film ostensibly serves as a prequel to the web series, but it's a complete work in and of itself. There aren't any big honking to be continued signs at the end of this movie, and you can watch the film without knowledge of the web series. But Angela Robinson would probably prefer that you didn't watch it. She relinquished her association with the film before its release, saying that while she had not seen the version being presented, she believed it was unfinished and that consequently it did not have her approval or support. Now, the owner of the production company maintains that the release film is the edit put together by Robinson and her wife, who directed the movie. So there's very much two sides to the story here. I don't know the full story, who's right, who's wrong. Maybe it's a bit of both. As with most things, it's probably messy and complicated. But at the end of the day, my focus in these videos is on whether or not I thought a film or show was worth watching. And I think in this case, the answer is yes, albeit with some caveats. So, Girltrash All Night Long had a budget of about $3.5 million, which, on the one hand, is a quite generous sum for a same sex romance. It's more than 10 times that of The Gymnast, which I reviewed back in September last year. But on the other hand, it's a pretty small sum by the standards of the movie industry. And musicals, in particular, are often difficult and expensive to film, given the challenges of choreography and performance. Not only do actors need to hit their marks and deliver their lines with conviction, like they always do, but they're also required to do so while staying in tune. So it's impressive that Girltrash looks and sounds as slick as it does. I'll talk more about the sound later. For now, let's focus on the other aspects of the movie. The film has a much more recognizable cast than you might expect. I've little doubt that the production benefited from Angela Robinson's existing industry connections via the L Word, and it also benefited from the fact that it was produced by Power Up, who are a registered non-profit organization. You see, when film studios and rental companies that have film equipment have gear lying around unused, they can loan it for free to non-profit organizations and get a nice big tax write-off in the process. So Girltrash got a handy break on its production costs there, allowing it to spend the money on other things. So the film looks good for its budget. Now, I've said before, and I will doubtless say again, that as far as I'm concerned, to enjoy a musical, I've got to like the songs. So, how does Girltrash do on that front? Well, it's something of a mixed bag. The songs are often amusingly quirky, and I'm particularly fond of the number Fantasy Crush. It's even ended up in my playlist on my phone. but I did overall feel that there was a certain sameness to the way a lot of the tracks sounded. Indie rock group Killola write and perform much of the music in the film. In fact, Daisy and Tyler's band within the movie, A Lot of Flame, is actually just the members of Killola plus Michelle Lombardo in her role as Tyler. And I guess that the group have a particular sound because, yeah, things did sound a little bit similar through the course of the film. Then we've got the question of performance quality. So Lisa Riffle or Rifle, I'm not sure how you pronounce, or Riefel, I'm not sure how you pronounce her surname, plays Daisy, and she's the real life singer for Killola. So she's got genuine singing chops. But the same can't be said for everyone else in the movie. No one is bad, mind you. There's no Pierce Brosnan in Mamma Mia moment here. And they can certainly all carry a tune better than I can. But in some cases, we're clearly getting an actor who is doing their best to sing rather than a trained singer. And given that most of these people were cast for the web series, which was not a musical, and then transplanted to this film, which is a musical, it's perhaps not surprising that the vocal performances vary in strength. Some of these people would have been picked without a thought about what their singing voices were like in the first place. Now, my least favourite feature of the film is that much of the humour in it is of the awkward, people making fools of themselves, cringe comedy variety. Now, there are types of comedy I enjoy even less than cringe comedy, but it's, such as toilet humor. But it's safe to say that I'm not much of a fan of cringe comedy. I don't enjoy watching people get embarrassed. Give me zingy one-liners, clever wordplay, or shameless gonzo absurdity instead. They're all much more my thing. So the use of cringe comedy in Girltrash was not so overdone as to spoil my enjoyment of the film. I still had a good time with it overall, probably more so than I did the web series from which it originated, in fact. But it is definitely a noticeable element within the movie, and if you're put off by such content, it may impact your enjoyment. Also, if you have a low tolerance for bad language, that may also impact your enjoyment. For the record, this film has quite a potty mouth, though again, not so much as the web series did. But yeah, if you're in the mood for a somewhat rough and tumble, not at all ladylike film about lady love, you might enjoy Girltrash. Next time, a film that is perhaps unfairly remembered mostly for its bargain basement production values, the 1959 science fiction creature feature, The Killer Shrews. But that is next time. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you've seen Girltrash, let me know what you thought of it.